Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be working on the Redstone Chest container and the GUI. And then in the next video we're going to actually work on getting the GUI to show when we right click our chest. So let's get started with that. So it's going to open up Eclipse. The last time we were here we worked on this tile entity. It took for fucking ever. Jesus Christ. Lots of code to write. Tired as fucking hell out of that. Okay, anyway, so on this redstone tutorial.gui package that we created, we're going to right click and we're going to create a new class. Let's create a new class, and we're going to call it Redstone. Redstone. Not Redstone, Redstone Chest Container. And let's go. Alright, so we got this file here. So we're gonna have this class extend. So extends container. Alright, import container, Command Shift Control Shift O. And you want to get it from net.minecraft.inventory.container. And then we're gonna add unimplemented methods here. We're going to have that, but we're actually going to change this line here. So we're going to take this out, take out the return false, and we're going to type in return. Actually, no, we'll have to do that. Actually, we got to create a. Okay, let's go up here. So before the can interact with method, we're going to type in protected. Redstone chest tile entity, which is this file right here, that one right there. So we're creating we're basically bringing that into this. I'm going to name it TE for tile entity and hit the semicolon. Now here for this line we're going to type in TE dot is usable by player, and then entity player. So basically what that's going to do is basically saying that with this container we can interact, the player can interact with it. So that's what that's for. Alright, so the next thing we got to type in here is the actual constructor. I'm not sure if we can just hover over this and create it. No. Okay. So we're going to have to create this constructor. So public redstone chest container, and that's going to, we're going to have a few parameters in here. We're going to have inventory player. So inventory player is the type, and the name is going to be inventory player, like that, with a lowercase I, and then redstone chest tile entity, and we're just going to call it tile entity. Alrighty. Your curly brackets, curly braces, however you would like to call them, put those in. Save your file. Command Shift Control Shift O. Make sure you spell things right. Inventory player. Command Shift Control Shift O to import inventory player. And now we can get code in. So we're going to type in TE is going to be equal to tile entity. So we created this variable up here, right here. Basically its type is redstone chest entity. So we're basically creating an instance of the tile entity that we created in the last episode. So now we're basically saying take that empty thing and make it equal to the tile entity of this file. So that is what's going to link those two files together. Now we gotta type in a for loop. Now there's lots of for loops in this one, lots of confusing stuff. You're just gonna have to pay attention as you know, as hard as you can to make sure you get all this right, because I bet there's gonna be errors, and I will have the code up right after this. And actually, one more thing before we get started, before we get too far into this, our texture here. for our GUI. This is the PSD, which I will also have a link to that you can download. Actually, I'm just going to open this up in Photoshop so you can take a closer look at it. Alright, so it's going to open up. There we go. So let's zoom in here. So you'll get all this. So this is the background of it. Okay, so you can edit this, you can take off the bezel, you can do whatever you want with it. I just made mine look a little bit, I just added a little bit of a texture to mine. Now we have the chest inventory, the player inventory, and then the player hitbox. Actually, I want to order these correctly, which is like that. So the player hotbar, so if you want to edit these things here, go into, if you want to edit these boxes, change the look of them, not the shape, just the look, you can go into the chest inventory and double click on the first one there, the one that says slot, and then click OK. That's going to open up this other file here, and then you can like I can go color overlay, and I can change this overlay to like purple or something, you know, and let's say do something like that, save it, go back over here, and now that's going to be changed over here. So you can do things like that as well. But I'm going to change that back to black, save it, close it, and now we're back to black here as well. And that will change all of them. Actually, you might even be able to just click on any of them. Yeah, so you can just click on any one of the slots to change the style, not the shape, the style. Keep them square, keep them the same size. I'm gonna do some testing with taking out a row to make a completely custom GUI, but for now we're gonna have this. Like I may take out the top row, and at the top here it's like let's see if I went down here. You could try working with this, something like that, and then I can put like a logo up there or something like that, you know. But I will work with that later, so you guys will be link in the description to download this, and also in the description is the compare your code link as well, so if you want to look at that. Alright, so let's get out of that, let's go back into here. Let's get coding. So we're going to type in for int I is equal to 0, as per usual. We always do that, that's the same. We're going to go I is less than 3, semicolon, space I plus plus, and we're going to do this for loop. So we're going to have a for loop within a for loop for this. So we're going to put in 2 more lines, and then for int j is equal to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. Alright, and then we're going to type in add slot to container, and we're going to go new slot, and then within brackets te comma space j plus I asterisk or times 3, okay, comma space 62 plus j times 18, and then 17 plus I times 18. At the very end of those, semicolon at the very end there, and then import slot. Fantastic. So we're going to be doing lots of that kind of stuff throughout this entire thing. So if you had a little bit of a problem with that, then fun ride for you. Anyway, we're going to go down. We're going to type in. So after those two, after the 4 statements, so you'll be right here. We're going to type in bind player inventory. Inventory player. Alright. Save. I think that's that import maybe. All right, we got to create that method. So we're actually going to do it right now. We're going to click create. It's going to auto generate it for us, and now we're going to be able to work with this. So it's fine that it's private. It doesn't need to be public or anything like that. All right, so yeah, it's got inventory player as the as parameters, which is fine. And we're going to do another one of these for statement things. So we're going to type in, so we have 2 lines, there we go. So for I is equal to 0. Now you may be asking, how can you use I twice? Well, see, this variable I only exists within this function. So if I created it in here, so if I created a variable in here, it's only going to be accessible to this function. But as well for this, for statements, when you create a variable, is like if I created another one outside of here, I could do for int I semicolon is equal to 0 semicolon I is less than 5 I plus plus, and it's not gonna have a problem with that. Alrighty, let's move on. So for I is equal to 0, then I is less than 3, I plus comma space I plus plus. And now it's having a problem with, why is it having a problem with I? Create local, oh yeah, we have to do int I, there we go. Alright, so so for this one, we're going to do for int j is equal to 0, j less than 3, right? J less than 9. Is it 9 for the other one, or just 3? Yeah, it's just 3. Okay, so since 9 for j is less than 9, semicolon space j plus plus, and we're gonna go in there. That's not a comma, that's a semicolon. Sorry. And now within this for statement, we're going to type add slot to container. And we're going to type a new slot. And we're going to type in inventory player j plus I times 9. Actually, it's just like I typed player wrong there. 9 comma times 9 plus 9 comma space 8 plus j times 18 comma space 84 plus I times 18 semicolon at the end. Whew, okay. So, so we're going to get out of both of those, and what are we going to do? Another for loop. There we go. So we're going to go int I is equal to 0. I is less than 9, semicolon, I plus plus. And here we go. I'm going to type add slot to container new slot inventory player I 8 plus I times 18 142. The end, semicolon, and you're all done that one as well. And we're done that function completely. How fantastic is that? So now this next one, we're pretty much done this file. We just got this one last one to type, and then we're done. So we're going to type in @override. And we're going to type in public item stack transfer item or no, transfer stack in slot. So you see what this is going to do, this code is going to allow items to go from the player's inventory to the chest inventory and the other way around. So we're going to pass on a few parameters: entity player, in, and then another one in slot. Remember, colon, comma, space in between each of those, just to keep code clean, and as well because that's the way it's needed. So entity player in slot. Fantastic. We got to import item stack, do so, and now it's going to go, oh my god, you got to add a return statement, which we are going to do, but we're not going to do quite yet. We got a lot more code to type first before we can do that. So we're going to start with item stack. We're going to create a variable stack type item stack is going to be equal to null. Okay, and then we're going to create another one called, we're going to create another a variable called slot object with type of slot, and it's equal to, and then we have to put parentheses, type in slot, and then out of those parentheses, inventory slots dot get, and then type in slot. Semicolon at the end, and we're done with that line. Now it's still going to complain because we haven't done a return statement yet, so you know that's a thing. So now we're going to go down 2 lines, and we're going to do an if statement. So we're going to go if slot object is not equal to null, and slot object dot get has stack, and not that. Yeah, we want that last one. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you just want the 2 parentheses on the end of that and nothing else. Go to the end, type in your curly braces, press enter, and that will create the other one. Then we're going to go item stack. Actually, I'm going to do some spacing. Item stack, stack in slot. In slot is equal to slot object dot get stack. Semicolon at the end. Blah blah blah, and then we're going to go stack is equal to stack object dot copy. Stack object, slot object, not stack object. Oh, stack in slot. So we want to do that. Yep, that's better. All right. Whew. Okay, so we have more if statements to do. So now if slot is less than 9, not 99, I'm going to do another if statement within that one. So more spacing. If exclamation mark this dot merge item stack. We got a few parameters to put in here. We're going to put stack in slot as the first one, 0 as the second one, 35 as the third one, and true as the fourth one. And then we're going to do that. We're going to return null. Okay. And now I'm going to go right out to this one here. So this is this function right there, or that if statement right there. So right to the end of that, we're going to type in else if, and we're going to type in exclamation mark this dot merge item stack, stack in slot, 0, 9, and false. If no, we're not going to do an if, we're just going to do a return null. So we don't need all the space for that one. So we can just go return null. Okay, so we're basically done with that now. We're done with that if statement, so we can go. Okay, so just the other side of this else if, the end of it, hit again. We're still within this first one here that we created right here. We're still within that, but we're not going to be within this second one that we created right here. Alrighty, so out here we're going to type if, not eof, if, and we're going to type in stack in slot dot stack size is equal to 0. Slot object dot on slot object dot put stack null. I'm going to type null in there, and then at the end of that if statement right there, so we're still at this one here, so then we're going to type in else, curly braces again. So this should be the full thing right here. We're going to have an if and an else. You should be able to figure out what those are, but if you don't, so if is your if condition, else is if this condition is not true, then go to the else and do that instead, instead of continuing on through the script. So else slot object dot put stack, and we're going to type in null. You may have heard that. Okay, so we see this saying, so this is saying if the stack size is equal to 0, put stack null. Actually, no, I'm not supposed to type put stack. No. Sorry. Okay, so it is on, so slot object dot on slot changed, and that's it. Okay, so we're saying if it's equal to 0, put stack null. Else, so if it is anything but 0, on slot changed. Okay, it's pretty simple. Now we're going to type another if statement. So if stack in slot dot stack size is equal to stack dot stack size blah blah blah, then we're also going to return null, and then outside of that if statement we're going to type in slot object dot on pickup from slot player and stack in slot. There we go. Whew. Okay, so now we're finally going to get out of that last if statement, and we got one line to type here. We're going to type in return stack. So one thing I will mention with methods that return something, you can't just return from an if statement because the if statement may never be true. So you have to have you have to have something that will return absolutely. So that's that right there. Gotta have that. Oh, sorry. I'm using the mic on my headset for a change. Okay, so we're done that file. That's amazing. We completed a file. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to create one more. We're going to create another file within our GUI package. It's going to go to new class. After right-clicking on our tutorial.GUI, going over new, and then clicking on class, and we're going to type in Redstone Chest GUI or GUI. And I'm going to go all uppercase, I think. Yeah. And there we go, fantastic. So we're gonna have this, so basically we're gonna set up the GUI to work, and then we'll implement it next time. So then we're gonna type in GUI container. It's gonna, oh my God, I am not with it today. So extends, so our public class is gonna extend GUI container, import GUI container. We have to add unimplemented methods, or add the constructor, I guess, in this case. There we go. Now we got lots of stuff to type in here. Okay, so I'll show you where I got this code from for this. So where I went to net.minecraft.client.gui.inventory, and I clicked on GUI chest. So I basically grabbed all the stuff I'm going to type in is all of this. Pretty much all of this, not all of it. So we're just going to go over here. We're going to type this all in manually. So our super right now is this. So we gotta change our parameters. So get rid of your parameters out of your constructor, and we're gonna type in I inventory par1 I inventory, and then I inventory par2 I inventory. Save, Command Shift Control Shift O to import I inventory, and then we gotta redo our super. So we're gonna type in super. There we go. Okay, so we got that. So now what we gotta type in there? We gotta type in new container chest, and then another set of parentheses. And we're gonna type in par1 I inventory, comma space par2 I inventory. Sound good? Import container chest, Command Shift Control Shift O, and that part's done. So now we're going to type in this dot upper chest, this dot upper chest, this dot upper chest inventory is going to be equal to par1 I inventory. Okay, we're just going to copy that, and we're going to change this to change upper on the second one to lower. Now what's wrong with those? Right, we got to create the fields, so you can just hover over them. It will create the fields for us. I forgot about those, sorry. So it's going to create two I inventory type variables with upper chest and inventory, or with upper chest inventory and lower chest inventory as their names, which is all fantastic. And now the next thing, we're going to type in short space short1 is equal to 222. Int I is equal to short 1 minus 108, and now this dot inventory rows, not slots, inventory rows is equal to par2 I inventory dot get size inventory divided by 9 semicolon. Inventory. This inventory rows, we have to create that as well. So we're going to click create field, and it's going to create that for us as well. Alrighty, and now this dot y size, which is a variable that's already a part of the GUI container class, that we are extending with ours, that our class is extending with, and so we can access that from here as well. And it's going to be equal to I plus, which I is another one that exists, is I this dot inventory rows times 18 semicolon. So we're done with the constructor, and we have two functions to create. But first, before we do that, we gotta tell it our resource for our location of our texture. So we're gonna type at the top public static final resource location, and the name has to be field 110421 underscore t, and that's going to be equal to new resource location, and now the path to our so import inventory. Fantastic. So now we have to add. We got to tell it the path. So we want to tell it to go to Redstone tutorial, and we want it to go to so put in / textures. So Redstone tutorial colon / textures / GUI or GUI / Redstone Chest .png. We've ended that. All fantastic. Now you may say, well, we still have an error here. I'm going to hover over that and add unimplemented methods, which is draw the background layer. Okay, so in here we got a few things to type in. So we're going to type in GL capitals GNL 11.GL color for F. Okay, so it's literally the number 4 and the letter F, and we're just going to make all of the parameters equal to 1.0F. Okay, that's a pretty simple and easy thing to do. Okay, so we typed all those in. Now at the end, not there, at the end of that line, hit enter, and on the next line we're going to type in MC dot function 110434K, which is the second one down there, which is it's a texture manager. Okay, hit that and then go dot function or func underscore 110577 one, which is that one right there, the resource location one. Is it A? Just give me a sec. Yep, that's that one right there. Hit that, and now we're going to give it our variable name, which is field 110421T. Hit that. Done with that line. Now on the next line, I'm going to type in int k is equal to, and then we're going to have parentheses. We're going to type in this dot width minus this dot x size, and then out of those parentheses divided by 2. And then int y is going to be equal to this dot height minus this dot y size divided by 2. And you may say, why do we use k instead of x? Just do it. Okay, just do it. And then we're going to type in this, and then the last time for this function is this dot draw texture model rect, around as in rectangle, and our first parameter is going to be k y 0 0 x size y size. And we're done with that. Now down to the next line, add override, and we're going to type in protected void draw GUI container foreground layer int param1 int param2. And now for this function, we've got 2 lines to write. We're going to type in font renderer dot draw string. Pick the first one, and we're going to type in, so the first is, so we're going to type in redstone chest. The second parameter is going to be 8. Third parameter is going to be 6, and the last parameter is going to be 4210752. Go to the end, semicolon. Now the next line is going to be again font renderer dot draw string. And now for no, we don't want any of the parameters, so just type it out. If they are, if you let's see, let's go back here. If I go font renderer dot draw string, if you get that, just delete them all. Okay, start with a clean one like that, and we're going to type in stat collector dot translate to local, and then we're going to type in within double quotes container dot inventory. Okay, and then outside of that first parentheses, comma space 8, comma space y size minus 96 plus 2, and then the last one is 4210752, and we're done. We are done. My hand is asleep from all that typing, and it's time to test. Make sure it doesn't crash. Make sure it's loading our resource. Actually, it won't be loading our resource right now since we haven't put it there. But we should see over here that's trying to find it from the correct location. It's gonna do a bunch of can't find textures. Okay, so that's good now. So we can see it's trying to go to redstone. So it's trying to find the redstone chest. That's fine. So let's go items, redstone chest. Yeah, still can't find that. Let's see if it's not saying anything. Well, then that's hopefully okay. Well, we'll find that out next time. Okay, so, it may not even show errors for GUI stuff though, so that's fine. Alright, so make sure you can open up your world. And of course it's going to do that with me. Okay, open that back up. So, we got our chair here that we built last time. With all these saplings, fantastic. So we got the redstone chest right here. If you can still put it down, you still can't right click on it yet, but at least you can put it down and it's not crashing, so that's good. So we can quit. Let's quickly go put the texture, and then we are finished for today. So I'm just gonna have to grab it out of my testing. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go into Forge. We're going to go into MCP, source, Minecraft, assets, redstone tutorial, textures. I'm going to create a new folder called GUI, all lowercase. Open that up and paste that redstone chest.png file in there, which is that texture that I made. Open with preview. You will see it. Okay. Let's make it bigger. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. Okay, there we go. So there we go. That's our texture. And we'll implement, we'll actually see that hopefully we'll see that next time. We should. So it's going to be a 3-part series. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment with any questions you have, share with your friends, like the Facebook page, join me on, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram as well, and for all those social networks for all the latest information. I did post before this, like I posted yesterday, I was going to do 2 videos today, but it's not going to be possible. I'm going to have to do only 1 video today, and then the other video I gotta figure out a lot more things. I thought I was going to be ready, but I'm not, so I gotta figure out a few more things before I post it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be that special video, or maybe it'll be another tutorial. We'll see.